all the time. Your gateway to the world. AFR! American Freedom Radio. Give it to them.
Get real and heal. Listen to Christie on Soul Journeys Radio.
All right. Good evening, everyone, and happy Wednesday. It is December 4, 2013. Hope you all had a beautiful day. I thank you so much and welcome you here. Thanks for joining us, Soul Journeys Radio on AmericanFreedomRadio.com. We have a very special show in store for you tonight with Natalie Marie Hart. She is the host of Crystal Kids Radio, and she has such a wonderful story because she started at the age of 11, and she is 13 today, has interviewed, investigated, written, directed, produced a series of videos and really powerful interviews. I highly recommend you check it out, crystalkidsradio.com. As we all know, the children are our future. And we're going to talk about child rearing tonight, how to cope with a crystal child, why are so many being incarnated at this time, and what children really need from their parents. How can we begin again to see life through the eyes of a child, bringing back the innocence amongst the chaos, getting back to our roots and awakening humanity? And who better to ask, right? Come ye as little children. So we're going to learn how we can be better parents, better adults, or petrified children, as I like to call us, without all the fear, programming, the shame, the guilt, and all of the things that, kind of happen through adulthood. So if you would like to join us for the chat tonight, that's over at Soul Journeys Radio. Any questions or comments, if you would like to speak with Natalie tonight, the phone number is 218-339-8525. That's 218-339-8525. It's so good to have you here tonight, Natalie. How are you doing? Oops. Oh, she says she can't hear us. Uh-oh. Okay, well, we are getting off to a good start here, but we will figure this out, I promise. Can't keep us down for long. So, anyways, Natalie is really a girl. Nope, I can't. No, I can't hear you either. That's weird. We heard each other right before the music started. Oh, I hear something now.
You just reconnect.
Okay, did you hit...
So, end the call.
Can you hear me now?
Hello?
Okay, I hear you now. Can you hear me?
Christie?
Uh-huh. Okay, I guess she can't hear me. This is really interesting. We are on the air. That's okay.
I'm glad to be on your show today.
Can you hear me? Uh-oh. Okay, we're having a little... Okay, well, she's gonna... It's gonna be hard to do a show where we can't hear each other. That's really weird because we're on the same line. So let me just type a few things. Could you check your sound settings? Tools, options, audio. We will figure this out. As you all know, regular listeners to our show, we are not new to dealing with technical issues, so we're going to hang in there. And in the meantime, while she's working on that, she's a woman after my own heart. She's really battling the big guys. Oh, I hear ya. Can you hear us now? Okay, anyway, she's been battling the big guys in GMOs, spreading awareness about genetically modified foods, Monsanto, health and wellness. Yep, I hear ya. Can you hear us? Okay, this is that is so weird because we've been on the same line the whole time, and everything was perfect. Music started, I started talking, and all of a sudden she couldn't hear. But we are on the same line, so there is no explanation. But anyways, as a 13-year-old, she is really busting paradigms and getting people, creating awareness with the farming issues, what Monsanto and, the dangers of genetically modified foods, artificial sweeteners and such, as well as sharing natural remedies and organic recipes, healthy recipes in the kitchen. She has interviewed some of my favorites, like Dr. Betty Martini, and okay, I'm hearing stuff. Can you hear us now, Natalie?
I can.
Oh, all right, cool. Well, what was the magic button?
It was. I had to get on my tablet for it to work.
All right. Well, good evening, honey. Thanks for being here, and sorry for the initial chaos.
It's okay. Don't worry about it.
All right. Well, I'm just glad we can hear your beautiful voice. As I mentioned, you are only 13 years old. You have been interviewing people and spreading awareness since you were 11 years old. And, of course, the host of Crystal Kids Radio, which you can find at crystalkidsradio.com. It is really good to have you here tonight.
Oh, thank you. It's a pleasure to be here tonight. Really.
Yeah, awesome. Natalie, we've been doing a little bit of talking, and I've just been talking with myself the last few minutes, but about some of the things we're going to talk about. I know you're not so much into labels, but you have been classified as a crystal child. So we're going to talk about that and, of course, go to the source about what children really need from their parents, how we can bring back that innocence amongst the chaos. So if you would, I want to know, how did you start interviewing people at 11 years old? Where did that desire come from?
I wanted to make a change. I really wanted to make a change because I wanted to stop all the corruption that was going on.
Okay. And what was it that kind of light a fire under your butt at 11 years old to get out there and make a change? I mean, most children are playing with Barbies and Tonka toys, and you're like, I'm going to go fix this. Was there something that happened around that time?
Yes, there was. I joined this organization called Rainbow Girls, and they used us for serving, okay? And I didn't get any money back because they were saying, "Oh, you'll get money back," and we never got any penny back. Yeah, they ended up bullying us too. It was really bad. And there was another thing. I'm tired of all the disinformation that's going on right now. There's really so much disinformation. They're lying to everybody, Christie.
Yeah, absolutely. And you're up in Canada. Of course, yes. I'm in the States here, and I know that what you're experiencing or what we're experiencing here is not regional. It's definitely worldwide. So, Natalie, I know you homeschool now. Have you always been homeschooling, or was there a time that you were in the public education system?
Yes, I was in public education system for 8 years. So at school, I always wanted to know more, and that's why they didn't like me. I felt like I was out of place. But now being homeschooled, I feel like I am able to do whatever I like. I hang out with other homeschoolers like me. When I speak with them, at least I feel like I'm having an intelligent conversation. We talk about world affairs.
Yeah.
How many kids talk about world affairs, Christie? How many?
Not many, not many, especially the ones that are going to the prison camps, aka public education. Oh man, that's great. Okay, so you joined this organization at 11 years old, found out that you were being lied to, by politicians, by the news, by the schools, and what happened? Did you just say, "Mom, I need a camera. I need to go talk to the real people making changes"?
Yeah, that's exactly what she said.
That's great. And so how did your mom take it? Was she like, you're 11, you're supposed to be, playing with Barbie dolls?
No, I'm here to do a mission. Basically, I'm here to change this earth.
Yeah. You definitely are, and you are doing it, my dear. I am so proud of you and just so humbled. And just when I'm looking at all the work you're doing, again, her website is crystalkidsradio.com. She's doing video interviews. She's doing live radio interviews, posting a wealth of information about health, wellness, natural remedies, human rights, again, recipes, healthy recipes. Things that are going on in the political realm, police state, science, technology, fluoride, biotech, GMOs, vaccines, cancer, all of that stuff that, if you were in public school, they would probably be saying, oh, don't worry about that. Leave that to the big guys, right?
Yeah, that's what they would have said.
So when did you kind of discover that you were a little bit different than the children around you?
When I discovered it, was when I was really, really young, because it's so long ago that it's even hard to remember.
Yeah. Time does start to fly and kind of meld together, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah, it does. It's like, really, it's like water. It's like a blink of an eye.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. But when I began to notice, I really didn't feel like I never felt like I was like those kids that went to school that were like zombie kids, basically. They are being brainwashed by the school systems, and they didn't like me because I was too smart. They even told me I was too smart for the system.
Well, that's a compliment, huh?
I know, but it's like, why would they want to tell me that?
How did teachers and your principal and things like that, how did they deal with you?
Yeah. Well, the teachers, some teachers were really good with me, but then after I got the bad egg, right, and they weren't really helpful. One was a little, really jealous because I was so smart, and because of being smart, I got myself in trouble. That's what it sounds.
Well, what kind of trouble? Did you ask too many questions?
Yes. They didn't like the questions.
It is so funny to see how people react to questions that they can't answer. I mean, rather than saying, wow, well, that's an interesting insight. I really don't know, but thanks for bringing that up. They seem to just kind of get mad or want to put you in detention or, threaten to kick you out for not complying or just, accept what I say. There is no other reality.
Yes. You said it perfectly. That's exactly what they're doing.
Yeah. Now, how was it when you were going to school and then coming home and explaining to your parents that this just doesn't feel right? I mean, was there a little resistance initially on their part, or did they just say, oh, well, honey, you're right. Let's not go there anymore?
No. My mother used to go to the school, right? And she used to give her principles.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, used to give those principles. Actually, but one principal, I wanted to tell you this quickly. I just wanted to say, one principal, she cried to my mother and says, why do you care about the children?
Oh, wow.
Children. How dare that principal say that? How dare? I mean, there was actually another story, right, about children having to bow to a principal. Bow. Christie.
Oh,
bow.
my gosh.
At one school. Bow. Like, that's what gets me so angry. These principals are getting, these golden paychecks, and they don't even care about the children.
No. Yeah, just follow me. Just do what I say. Wow. So what was the catalyst when your mom finally decided, enough of this, I'm not going to contribute to the cloning of this slave society and going to take the education in our own hands?
Well, first of all, I was getting bullied for so long, okay? And it was getting worse and worse and worse. First of all, I went to 3 schools in my time. Here in Canada, it's different, but I went to 3 schools, and all of them were like the same. They were all the same. But then after that, I went to then after that, I said I was really sad, right? So I decided to, I said to my mother, actually it was me who really was pushing to be homeschooled, because I was I was a little depressed being at school, and it felt like a jail. It really felt like a jail. It was really, really bad to be there. I'm telling you.
Yeah, I can understand. They design them like prison camps now. It wasn't that bad when I was growing up. Not to say that they weren't programming us. They certainly were. Took me 30-something years to figure that out myself. And that's why it's just so beautiful and amazing to find people like you in this world. It seems you're definitely waking up a heck of a lot sooner to all of this. But hang on, honey. Hear the music. We are going to be back after these few short minutes with Natalie Marie Hart here on SoulJourneysRadio.com.
It's time to get real and heal. MyTrueEssence.net would like to tell you about Modifiland brown seaweed extract. It's composed of an elementally rich seaweed called laminaria. It takes 40 pounds of laminaria to make just 1 pound of Modifiland. There's nothing else like Modifiland. It is the richest in alginate, fucoidin, organic iodine, and lamarian. Alginates are the most effective organic element in nature that enable the body to rid itself of heavy metals, radioactive elements, and toxins. Fucoidin is an extremely effective anti-cancer substance found abundantly in brown seaweed. Organic iodine is the greatest protection for the thyroid offered by nature. Laminarin aids in the prevention and treatment of cardiovascular disease. Go to www.mytrueessence.net and click the Modifiland banner to get started on your path to rich health today. Also check out the Healing Shop for proven essential oils, medicinal teas, and even health coaching. It's time to get real and heal. Go to www.mytrueessence.net.
Get real and heal. Listen to Christie on Soul Journeys Radio.
You're listening to AmericanFreedomRadio.com, the network who perseveres in delivering intelligent debate, constructive dialogue with true independence. The freedom to broadcast the truth is not free at all. So what is American Freedom Radio worth to you? The empowering information with fun, honest and pure integrity behind it provides an example to follow, friendships to flourish, with the moral altruism that pulls no punches. The hosts sacrifice and show remarkable discipline in their duty to deliver quality radio and service to the community with strength, wisdom and loyalty. The founders of AFR wish to thank you personally for sharing your views and insights to make the best radio and alternative media. Now it's time for you to give something back and play a vital role in the future of America. Be as generous with us as we've been with you. Click on the donate banner at AmericanFreedomRadio.com or volunteer by emailing AmericanFreedomRadio@ymail.com. Vaccine, psychotropic drugs and artillery batteries not included.
All right, welcome back, and thanks again for joining us here tonight. Soul Journeys Radio on AmericanFreedomRadio.com. Our special guest tonight, Natalie Marie Hart. She is the host of Crystal Kids Radio, which you can find at crystalkidsradio.com. We're going to talk about how to cope with the crystal child, how we can begin again to see life through the eyes of the child. Come ye as little children, right? I'm sure you've heard that before. So how best to find out how to do that than by talking to a beautiful child herself. And this segment, I am pleased to announce, we're also going to have another special guest join us here for a moment, and that would be her beautiful mother, who brought her into this crazy world. So I don't know if your mom is around, Natalie, just let us know, and I'd love to hear from her.
She's here. She's here. Well, what a welcome, right?
Yay, welcome! How are you doing, beautiful?
Oh, very well, thank you. And oh, gee, thank you for that kind, oh my goodness, that opening was really beautiful.
Yes, it was.
Well, you are a very beautiful family and so inspiring. I've been able to talk with you a few times and just learn so much about you, and I'm just really honored. And yes, very awe-inspiring. So, before we went to break, I was asking Natalie, we were talking about school and homeschooling and, what it was that kind of turned her direction toward, gave her insights that there was something more than, as she described, public schools, prison camps. And I was wondering, what was the catalyst that got you to really see there's something wrong here? We're just going to take our power back and try the homeschooling thing.
You know what? When I had her here in Canada, we have French immersion, okay? And it was very important to teach her French. I thought, okay, what an opportunity. But when you get them in there, from a very, when she was with me at home, she was learning so much. And you get her in school, they learn, she started falling back. I thought that was strange. Instead of being supportive, the teachers, and they don't really support the kids, they seem to actually add to the problem.
Yeah.
And when you're adding to a problem, well, then as a mom, and here I am, like really, I will not take anything. My daughter's my daughter. She used to come home in tears because, she used to tell me the horror stories that kids would do to each other and her. They would gang up on her because she was smart. And being smart is almost like a federal offense. And you have to make a decision for your child. It's either you. First of all, I did make that principal cry. I did. And the way it happened, the story was,
all right.
I went above her. I have a very, unique background, as we spoke before. I don't want to say too much on air. But, I had to go to her supervisors. But why do I have to do all that? And she did tell me that, why do you care about the children? I couldn't believe that came out of a principal. I thought,
that's
what?
Amazing.
Yeah, because if nobody cares about them, then if a mother doesn't care about them, then what kind of a mother does not care about their children? Like what kind of, I was so upset. Like that I still get angry from that experience.
Yeah, I mean, how ridiculous. Here they are, the ones that are we're supposed to be trusting them with our children, right? And how reassuring. Oh, sorry, we don't care about your children. What?
Yeah, that's how I felt. And, when I switched her in the other schools, I said, you know what? It's all the same. It's just different names to them. So I got upset. And I said, enough is enough. And I just said, and when Natalie Marie did come home, and I knew she was playing this little game, like, Mommy, I want to stay home with you. You could teach me. And she didn't know so much. And you know what? In the beginning, I was like, I don't know, should I? And then I said, you know what? Why not? And I did all the paperwork, and I guess I was blacklisted according to somebody I knew that works in the school board. I found out, what mothers like you, they don't like.
Yeah, you think?
Oh, gee, I kind of dug the call. And, and here she is. And then when she began this radio show, she had enough. I think, Natalie Marie, when she came with this, she wanted to do a project. And the project was for homeschooling, a radio show. So I said, okay. And she wrote to some people already. She already started. And there you go. She got people. And there you go. And she started she began with documentaries in the beginning. I thought, okay, she's doing documentaries, cute little documentaries, but never mind. Then she went for the whole, 9 yards, I guess, right?
Well, Mom, what were you thinking when here's your 11-year-old just completely bucking the system? Hi, Mom, school sucks. All of this is garbage. Now, I know a better way. Can you just get me a camera so I can go make some documentaries and interview the real history makers? I mean, what was your first reaction?
I thought it was, in the beginning, I thought, maybe, she'll get one or two. It wasn't really, you don't really take it serious. I said, nobody's going to come, really. But she determined. She gets on the, she gets on the phone. She does everything. You get to see her. She's so professional. Like, I can't get over this. I'm like, oh,
She sure is.
determined. She got this lawyer. She did it all herself. And, I was actually, I can't believe she did this. Nobody can get an interview with this man, and she did it. I thought, wow, this is great. She's doing it on her own. In the end, I figured if they could do this, 50 years ago, 60 years ago, kids were different. They were much more developed than we were today. At the age of 14, a girl was almost like a woman. Today, at the age of 14, my daughter's, just turned 13. Mm-hmm. She's like, it's just considered like a baby mind. Back, just 50 years ago, they were much more mature.
Yes.
What happened? Are we in a sleep state, or what happened? If she doesn't know about the real world, who's going to teach her? I'm her mother. I have to teach real world. Nobody else.
Absolutely. And allow her experiences. So clearly you are very loving and nurturing and supportive of her in all of her projects. It's just so beautiful to see, because I know most of the time when, our children will say something like that, most parents would be like, oh, honey, come on. You got to go to school. You got to learn the ABCs. You got to learn to get a good job. That's just crazy talk there. And you're just like, there's something here. My daughter can do this. So let me ask you, Mom, when did you discover that your daughter was just a little bit different than the rest?
Believe it or not, somebody helped me discover. I didn't know about anything about crystal children. I had no idea what they were until I met this lady. And see, my daughter was a little different from the day she was born. Like, she's like I could tell you stories that were a little unusual. Mm-hmm. But let me put it this way. I didn't believe in it. I thought, oh, gee, all babies do that. Because, when you're not surrounded with children, you think, oh, maybe I'm doing something wrong, right? But you know what? She has always been very, when I remember when she was born, the doctor came to come into my room, to check her. She didn't want to be touched. She actually kicked him. And she almost in the family jewels. And the doctor said to me, you have your hands full. Like, already she was like already kind of, I don't like this. I'm going to do it my way or the highway, kind of thing. I thought, oh, wow. Yeah, and but it was another person, because she used to always predict things. One time my husband actually got into an accident, and I'm going to tell you this story. It's really a beautiful story, because I thought, oh my, she got me up at 2 a.m. in the morning. My husband went to work, a late shift, and his tire blew, and he should have lost control, according to what he said, but he couldn't understand why the car just kind of like managed to go to the side. It's hard to explain. I don't remember exactly what he said, but it was like too much shock at the time. But she got me up just a half hour before. She said to me, Daddy is going to call you in a half hour. And I said, what do you mean, honey? You got to go to bed. I said, look at the time. She said, no, Daddy's going to call. And she described the accident right to a T, how it happened, what he did. I couldn't believe it. So when he did call, I was ready for it. He was, how do you know that? I said, you're not going to believe this. I said, but she got me up to tell me that you got, your tire blew. And I knew before him. He said, yeah, that's right. He says, how do you know that? Well, Natalie Marie told me. And, right there, that was just one incident of her doing things that were a little different, how many kids get up, or tell you that, yes, this is what happened to your great-grandmother or your whatever, uncle, great-uncle. And, that's not normal, I don't think.
It probably happens. I mean, my experience is it probably happens a little more often than we know about, but that's usually where parents step in and say, oh, honey, go back to bed. It's just a dream. It's just an imaginary friend, or, here, take this little pill. We have the cure for you. And, a lot of these gifts basically get beat, shamed, feared out of us. And that's where we turn into petrified children, aka adults.
It's true. It's so true. You know what? I'll never forget when I went to pick my daughter up at the school, and they were all lined up to take their medicine. I was like, what? It looked like concentration camp to me. I thought, oh, they're all lined up because of their ADD, whatever there was, like ADD, whatever they had. I couldn't believe it. Every pill for everything. I couldn't believe it. It was about 20 kids lined up to take the medication at 12 o'clock. I said,
oh my gosh.
Yeah, I asked Natalie Marie, I said, does this happen every day? She says, yeah. She got in trouble because I gave her like a nose spray for her nose with that was water and salt. Oh, man. And those kids were taking really heavy drugs.
Oh, my goodness. Wow.
Yeah.
That's insane. It's amazing. You're right. There's like a drug for everything. Are you too happy? Here's a pill. Are you seeing too much? Here's a pill. Are you sad? Here's a pill. And they're completely trying to regulate emotions, intuition, insight, and each of these things that I just think is so beautiful to see within your family.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. She's incredible, isn't she? Like you know what? I wasn't going to stand for that. I said, I had a great childhood. I didn't take any drugs as a child. Why should I put my daughter, give her a drug because she was too smart, maybe?
Yeah.
They would have Prozac. Here, take this, take that. They have a drug for everything for children.
That's what parents do, though. It's like, as she was explaining, the teachers and the principals didn't like it when she asked questions. And, I don't know if it's this way in Canada, but here in the U.S., teachers can actually recommend that, or they, ban children from their classroom unless they are taking drugs, because they don't want to deal with that. They don't want to deal with the, well, what if, or what about that, or why is it this way? Or take a pill. And I'm sorry to say, but parents, hello, it's your responsibility to raise your children. It is your responsibility to provide for their education, and counting on the boob tube or schools or the news or somebody else to educate your children. I'm sorry, you cannot complain about the results.
But now they medicate children because they just like the color, like a color that's different from the Western children. Like if they say like the color green and somebody likes the color red, they drug them.
No, just for anything.
Yeah, just for anything.
Anything. They'll medicate you for just, like you said, they're happy. Well, guess what? You got to be sad now.
We got to just calm you down. You got to be just this one level line. No emotion. Just repeat what you're told. Everybody, be a good parrot. But it's Mom, what is it like? How do you see your life compared to maybe your neighbors that are doing the public schools, that are doing the drugs and, all of that such that you're educating about? What is it like keeping your hands full with, such a beautiful, brilliant angel as Natalie?
You know what? I find myself a little outcast because a lot of the parents, if you don't follow them, they don't like you doing your own thing. Even with the parents, this is amazing. You get discriminated within the parents. So you kind of have to say, okay, but look at your child, doesn't look human. I'm sorry, you feel like, because already they're getting themselves in trouble. You see that, they're starting to look like, I don't know. They just don't look as normal.
Yeah, I can understand that. Thanks for sharing that with us. And if you want to stay on the line, Miss Lisa, please feel free. But it is that time. We have to take a short break. Stay tuned. Soul Journeys Radio.
It's time to get real and heal. MyTrueEssence.net would like to tell you about Modifiland brown seaweed extract. It's composed of an elementally rich seaweed called laminaria. It takes 40 pounds of laminaria to make just 1 pound of Modifiland. There's nothing else like Modifiland. It is the richest in alginate, fucoidin, organic iodine, and lamarian. Alginates are the most effective organic element in nature that enable the body to rid itself of heavy metals, radioactive elements, and toxins. Fucoidin is an extremely effective anti-cancer substance found abundantly in brown seaweed. Organic iodine is the greatest protection for the thyroid offered by nature. Laminarin aids in the prevention and treatment of cardiovascular disease. Go to www.mytrueessence.net and click the Modifiland banner to get started on your path to rich health today. Also check out the Healing Shop for proven essential oils, medicinal teas, and even health coaching. It's time to get real and heal. Go to www.mytrueessence.net.
Get real and heal. Listen to Christie on Soul Journeys Radio.
Yo, what's up? Check this out.
The voice of the revolution. American Freedom Radio. American Freedom Radio.
That's right, we sure do, and welcome back. Thanks so much for joining us here tonight. Soul Journeys Radio with our special guest tonight, Natalie Marie Hart, and we are joined by her mom, her beautiful mother. It is so easy to see where she gets her brilliance from. I want to thank you both for joining us here tonight. And Miss Lisa, oh my gosh, I so resonate with what you were saying about the homeschooling and the discrimination, being kind of an outcast. When we did that, when I took my children out of school, I decided enough was enough. People, we'd see people in the store or whatever, and they would look at us like lepers and, oh, children, I'm so sorry. Or, if they found out that we didn't celebrate Christmas, oh, wow, I'm so sorry. Or found out that my children were reading books in the summer, that they literally equated that to child abuse. I hope it's not that hard for you up there yet, but share with us some of the experiences that you have to go through just because you're choosing something a little outside of the system.
Well, it's like anything. Like my daughter says, Natalie says it. If you think outside of the box, you get discriminated. Now, I think it happens more now than ever. I think it's like a conditioning thing. We're in a lot of trouble. We're in so much trouble, like society is, because, when I see my daughter, even when we decided to do that, I lost my friends. Well, what kind of friends are you? Yeah. You don't support my decision. So you
must be in the same box as us, or we're gonna fight to keep you there, or fight to destroy you. Isn't that crazy?
Well, that's like certain religions. I found out, like if you belong to a certain religion, if you like say you want to leave, well, they shunned you. Or that's exactly what's happening in the school system. Like they want everybody to be the same, and that's what it's about, being the same. They have an agenda, and I figured that out. And thanks to Natalie Marie's research, she's doing a lot on that. And she's yeah, she's really she's stuck in her neck in really sensitive areas.
She really has. She's done some amazing interviews, Charlotte Iserby, and many more. So check out her website. It's crystalkidsradio.com. And Mom, I just want to salute you for being strong enough to stand up and, of course, the most important thing, to listen to your daughter and see what she needs. Because, that is what we want to talk about here tonight is, child rearing in this new world or whatever it is we're at. And, what can you offer? Let's start with you, Natalie. How do you feel when you see other children being forced in line, basically?
I feel very angry because children, they really try to brainwash the children. I'll tell you why, because children are the starting point. So in the future, their children will become just as worse. It began 100 years ago, this brainwashing. Just now we can see it. That's the only difference. because it's slowly. They took time. As time came along, we just got worse and worse over the time. But that's why children are. I feel sorry for children. You know that, Christy? I really feel sorry for children. Really, it's really what they do to them. You know, it's drugging them, hurting them, abusing them, and who knows what else they're doing to those those poor children. And they're being
little angels. Yeah.
Human trafficking. They traffic little children. That's what gets me so angry. They should not. Children should not be hurt.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, you're to be seen and not heard. I was programmed with the same thing. Do you have any friends or people within your age group where the parents actually do make an effort, like your mother, to nurture and love them and, find out what they really need? Or is it just, that hardcore programming everywhere you go?
Well, sort of in between. But I do know a few people that sort of in between.
Okay. And I'm sure a lot of it is fear-based, like, well, I'm supposed to be the boss, and, what would happen if we stepped out of line? They might tease us too, huh?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's probably why they don't. That's why they're in between, like they're sort of wanting to be sort of changing, but then after they're afraid. Because fear, because like Franklin Roosevelt said, your president, he says the only thing you have to fear is fear itself. And that's the only thing you have to fear is fear itself. He is so right. I agree with him.
Yeah, and well, Tobias, who's on our show Thursday nights, he actually, he said there's nothing to fear, including fear itself. What do you think about that?
Yeah, he's right. I agree with him. I think, like Franklin Roosevelt's quote, the only thing you have to fear is fear itself, because fear is the substance of, it really is it's controlling. They use fear to control the public, and that's why parents are afraid to teach their children sometimes, because they're programmed, they're brainwashed, and television does a lot. Ever since the television came out, haven't you noticed a lot of people haven't? They're going downhill. Like, we're sort of like in the Roman Empire. Just different actors running the show. It's like William Shakespeare's quote.
Yeah.
He said something very important. The world is a stage.
It certainly is, isn't it? Oh, goodness. Well, okay, Mom, how do you cope when you are maybe ostracized from your community because the way you choose to live your lives?
It doesn't bother us at all. You know what? We continue every day. I could care less. It's, if they want to live their lives a certain way, that's their choice. You know what? I can't live their life for them. They have to decide. So it's about decision making, right?
Of course.
You have your children. You have to love your children. But one thing I do find is they don't really have the same love and respect for their children as like perhaps what I have from Natalie, Marie. They don't listen to the children, and then you wonder why they are getting themselves in trouble. Why you see the police parked outside, you're like, okay, well, if they're young, they're not her age group, around here. And already I'm seeing some kids, you see trouble. So so you have to kind of say, write it off. You can't allow other people's ideas control you.
Absolutely. That's wonderful. That's the way you got to do it, right? We are all individuals. We all have our unique needs, our unique gifts to share. We are all students and teachers of one another, and I think it's just a shame that other people aren't giving their children the same opportunities to grow and discover themselves and share their gifts with the world. Mom, let me ask you this. Now, you said initially that you had never heard the term crystal child or what that meant. So when you did, when you found out, a little bit more information about it, did that change in any way how you dealt with Natalie?
In the beginning, I really didn't want to believe it. I remember you're going to go through denial. It's like this cannot be true. I thought my friend was nuts, right?
Yeah.
Because when you're coming from a corporate world, let's face it, you do fall into that box. Let's face it. I was, we all do. Let's face until you really awaken. But when I started doing research on it, and thanks to the internet, you do find a lot of information.
Yeah.
It was, everything they were talking about was really Natalie Marie. Like, it wasn't, I thought, wow, this is her, It's strange because she did start speaking at the age of 4. She did everything what she did. I knew she was like she had me. I thought it was like, oh my goodness, I'm reading her mind. How can I read her mind? And, she never do too much talking. Only when she had to say things that I guess to give us like little nudges to show herself, saying, hey, I'm different. Wait a minute. That's when she did, speak. But if she didn't have to speak, she never spoke. And until one day she decided, hey, I'm going to do all the talking. And she did it all once, and then we couldn't shut her up.
Well, that's a good thing. Huh? I bet you've learned a lot, huh, Mom, about life and love and yeah.
It's all about love. And you know what? She's such an old soul. Really, they are old souls. They're not anything like me or you. They all, I found other crystals are all old souls. They all like to do the same thing.
Yeah. Well, you know what? If you want to stay with us here, Miss Lisa, into the next segment, I would love to learn what she has taught you the most. But it is that time. Holy smokes, that's an hour already. So hang on, everyone. We'll be back after these few short minutes. Top of the second hour, coming up with Natalie Marie Hart and hopefully her beautiful mommy, Miss Lisa, here on SoulJourneysRadio.com.
It's time to get real and heal. MyTrueEssence.net would like to tell you about Modifiland brown seaweed extract. It's composed of an elementally rich seaweed called laminaria. It takes 40 pounds of laminaria to make just 1 pound of Modifiland. There's nothing else like Modifiland. It is the richest in alginate, fucoidin, organic iodine, and lamarian. Alginates are the most effective organic element in nature that enable the body to rid itself of heavy metals, radioactive elements, and toxins. Fucoidin is an extremely effective anti-cancer substance found abundantly in brown seaweed. Organic iodine is the greatest protection for the thyroid offered by nature. Laminarin aids in the prevention and treatment of cardiovascular disease. Go to www.mytrueessence.net and click the Modifiland banner to get started on your path to rich health today. Also, check out the Healing Shop for proven essential oils, medicinal teas, and even health coaching. It's time to get real and heal. Go to www.mytrueessence.net.
Get real and heal. Listen to Christie on Soul Journeys Radio.
No rules. No rules. No taboo topics. No taboo topics. No fear of doom. No fear of doom. We are American Freedom Radio. American Freedom Radio.
Back, top of the second hour here tonight, Soul Journeys Radio on AmericanFreedomRadio.com. And if you would like to join our happy little soul family in the text chat, that's over at SoulJourneysRadio.com. Just click on listen and chat. And if you have any questions or comments tonight, please feel free to give us a call at 218-339-8525. That's 218-339-8525. We are discussing how to cope with the crystal child rearing in the new world. Why are so many being incarnated at this time, and what children really need, how they envision their life, and what a better way to find out than by talking and listening to our children, right? So Natalie Marie Hart is our special guest. She began interviewing, directing, editing, little investigative journalist, documentaries, radio shows at 11 years old. She is 13 today and just doing a fantastic job. Her website is crystalkidsradio.com. That's crystalkidsradio.com. She is live on her radio show every Sunday, I guess morning, depending on what part of the world you're in. Is it, Natalie, is it 11 a.m. Eastern time?
Yeah, yes, it is.
Okay. All right. Well, when we went to break, I just wanted to ask your mom, if she's still here, what she has learned the most from you and your gifts and everything you've taught her here, whether, about life, seeing life through the eyes of a child, bringing back the innocence. So, Mom, can you share with us, what has she taught you the most?
Oh, my. I don't even know where to begin. But you know what? It's such a simple thing about love. Because I really learned to love with no conditions, and with an open heart. That's a different kind of love. Sometimes parents, we don't love with an open heart completely. We have this, only if my child was a certain way. No, you can't do that. You have to love without judging, really with an open heart. And if you could do that, you really have it made. And I love my daughter without any conditions. She really has taught me, and I trust her. I really do. I feel truly she's that part of me. And you know what? She's really opened my eyes to the truth, how life really is. Because you know what? I was blind. And I am so proud of her for being who she is. I'm not going to change her. I have no desire to change her. What she wants to do, it's up to her. But I will stand behind her 110%. I'm there. But I will never, ever change her views. Her views are her own. When she does her thing, it's her thing. But I will always. They're angels. I call them my little angel because she is an angel. For all kids are angels. We just
definitely
change them. And we have no right. We forgot when they're born. They're born with pure love, and then something happens.
Yeah, society beats it out of them, or shames them out of it, or drugs them out of it.
Yeah, it's so true. And if we want to make a change, and if the parents want to make a change, you got to look at yourself. I'm not perfect. But one thing I did learn is I love my child. She has, I support her, and we have gone through this journey together. I was not the type of mother you wouldn't ever think I would change, but I did, because I was really the old corporate, you have to do things this way or else, right? I did change because it was her. She showed me too many. I would call them loving miracles from whether God, the supreme being for people. I have, whatever you want to call it, but she's shown me many things, and I am so happy that she came into my life, and that's all I can say. I'm so proud of my mom. It's my baby.
That's beautiful. I know we always hear, come ye as little children, yet, society wants to, if you act like a child or you have the innocence of a child, no fear, unconditional love, oh, come on, get real. They want to put us back in that box, or that's immature. Why don't you just grow up? I mean, what do you think about, or I want to ask you, Natalie, what do you think when you hear those things?
I think it's silly. It's really silly. It's just so silly. And I can't believe it, Christy. Really, I can't believe it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, is there like an age that we're supposed to grow up? And what does that actually mean?
Well, let's put it this way. What does it really mean? In the end, it's just, I think it's society trying to put kids in their control. That's what I think it is. And I think as a mom, because I'm more in that generation where, she's not in that kind of environment anymore. So she's, when somebody tried to do that to her, she's like, she stood up to them so fast, where I would have taken a different. So, where she's like, let's put it this way. It's a different kind of mentality, and that would probably scare a lot of people.
Oh, yeah. It scares so many people.
Yeah. So that's what it is. And it's, again, Natalie says it's fear tactics.
Fear. It's all about fear. This is all about fear. That's the only thing it's about. That's really what it's about. And control. Don't forget about control, because they try to control the public, and they're trying to do so much. But Planet Earth is fighting back to these people. Planet Earth is fighting back. Everything is alive.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Let me ask you this. Of course, we discussed we were going to talk about this segment, and we got people in the chat asking. So, Natalie, what do you think the meaning of life is?
Well, I think the meaning of life is, we don't own anything here in this earth, so that's the first thing of life. We don't have a right to hurt Mother Earth. I think life is Earth. I believe that we need to take care of planet Earth. The Earth is our mother because it gives us life. The Earth is alive. It is like a beautiful wave of energies. The Earth is very sacred because we have treated this Earth, which is our mother, with respect. We have to treat the Earth like it is our mother, right? Don't you agree with me, Christie?
I totally do. In fact, I believe we are Mother Earth.
Oh, yes. As we treat the Earth like our mother, we treat each other with respect. We are all brothers and sisters in this Earth. The Earth gives us food and water. Why are we taking everything else from it? The only thing we need should we only take. Right?
Absolutely. And she's always providing more despite our lack of respect.
Oh, yes, I agree with you.
Yeah.
When you take more, then it's called stealing, right? Like from Mother Earth. You're stealing the resources. That is what life is. It's Mother Earth. What we have to do is stop that science and creating the cycle of life. The Earth has created a perfect cycle, but we are destroying it right now. And that's all because of ego. We should be thankful for what we have instead of always wanting. Our ego always wants and wants, but that is not the way the Earth made us.
You are just so beautiful, Natalie. I'm sitting here just, giggling. I have chills all over my body listening to your powerful, amazing insights and just thinking, ego? What? I didn't even know what that word was when I was 13 years old, and you're like hitting the nail on the head. I mean, you see what I'm saying? How children are, in fact, our greatest teachers. And you want to know what? Nobody ever made it great by following the rules or doing what the clone before them told them to do. So it's just really beautiful to hear. Natalie, I want you to paint us a picture tonight. What would the perfect world look like if you were directing it all? Can you paint that for us?
Love, peace, and harmony. 3 little words. That's all. That's all we need. And that's the way the world should look like. And all little hearts of love and peace. Peace all over. And harmony, of course. Harmony is very special.
Absolutely. And now you mentioned, love. Love is a big word. It probably, let's just say there's 6-7 billion people on the planet. There's probably 6 or 7 billion different versions of the meaning of love. So can you share with us how you look at love and what that means to you?
caring, being nice, and no hatred. We have to all spread peace with love, and love is peace. Peace is love. Love is everything that the earth is. Love is what we should be thankful for, because if love didn't exist, then we wouldn't have a balance. I'm telling you.
Mm-hmm. Now, what do you think are the greatest obstacles keeping us from that vision of love, peace, and harmony?
Power, money, and control. That's the three words that would be for that. They tend to want to control the people by using money to control the world. They want to. They just want hate and to spread around. It's exactly the opposite of what I'm trying to do and what you're trying to spread. That's exactly what they want. They want the opposite. They want hatred. They want a painting full of darkness. But I want a painting full of light, not darkness, not like what they have in plan or in store, because it's not balanced. Their hatred is not balanced, and no one likes hate. Like, tell me. Right?
Yeah, even the haters don't, right? They don't even realize that you become what you fight, and that I love how people, I live in the Bible Belt, and there's, up in Friday nights in Springfield, there's all these different church groups that go and hold their signs and yell at one another, right? They're holding signs saying, God is love, you're perfect exactly as you are, as they're spewing hate at the other church people holding their signs, sharing what they believe. And it's like, wait, there is something wrong with this picture. So obviously the answer is we're not going to stamp out hate and fear with more hate and fear, right?
Yes. So you came in and out. Can you repeat that for me? I'm so sorry. Just the last word cut off.
Oh, I just said we're probably not going to stamp out hate and fear by promoting it or by hating and fearing ourselves, right?
Oh, yes. By hating and fearing ourselves. Why should we? Again, fear is to hear. Hear is to fear. When you hear something, you fear something.
Yeah. So how do you deal when in your personal life, if people come across maybe judgmental, hateful, or fearful due to your lifestyle or whatever's going on, how do you choose to deal with it?
I choose to walk away. That's all you have to do, is walk away.
Wow, that's a novel idea.
It is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it's that ego that wants to, prove them, whoever, the them or they or whatever are, that wants to prove them wrong. So we end up fighting to, save face or save our ego or our idea of, where we should be, and we want to beat it into them, right? It's kind of funny how we do that.
Well, it's all going back to the ego. And in Latin, ego's I. I is yourself. You have an ego, right?
Oh, I sure do, honey. I sure do. Oh, man. Took me 35 years to find it and probably the next 35 years to tame it. Well, you mentioned light and dark. And let me ask you this. This maybe goes a little step deeper, but do you believe we can have light without dark or love without hate?
Yes. Like the Native Indians.
Yeah?
Yeah, they said a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry you're coming in and out. I didn't get your question. I'm really, really sorry.
Oh, it's okay, honey. All right. Is there anything I can do to make it easier for you to hear? Is it just a little glitch?
It's a little glitch. It's just so bad with the connection. I wish it would be better. But this capture thing will look good for the connection.
Okay, so get back to painting us that picture. You've mentioned some of the obstacles that we are facing here, life as we know it on the planet at this time. Get back to painting your vision of what life could be and some of the steps that we can take to get there.
Well, we need to have peace. We need.
Oh, there we go. John Lennon, give me love. Hang on. Oh, no, that's George Harrison. I'm so sorry. I really suck at this, but hang on, everyone. We're going to be back after this short break with Natalie Marie Hart here on SoulJourneysRadio.com.
Get real and heal. Listen to Christie on Soul Journeys Radio.
It's time to get real and heal. MyTrueEssence.net would like to tell you about Modifiland brown seaweed extract. It's composed of an elementally rich seaweed called laminaria. It takes 40 pounds of laminaria to make just 1 pound of Modifiland. There's nothing else like Modifiland. It is the richest in alginate, fucoidin, organic iodine, and lamarian. Alginates are the most effective organic element in nature that enable the body to rid itself of heavy metals, radioactive elements, and toxins. Fucoidin is an extremely effective anti-cancer substance found abundantly in brown seaweed. Organic iodine is the greatest protection for the thyroid offered by nature. Laminarin aids in the prevention and treatment of cardiovascular disease. Go to www.mytrueessence.net and click the Modifiland banner to get started on your path to rich health today. Also check out the Healing Shop for proven essential oils, medicinal teas, and even health coaching. It's time to get real and heal. Go to www.mytrueessence.net.
Welcome to the world's meeting place. American
It's practically narcotics.
Freedom
Oh, yes, I like very much.
Radio.
They're an American institution.
American Freedom Radio.
That's right. I sure am feeling it. How about you? We are here with Natalie Marie Hart, and she is certainly taking us back to school. We're learning the golden rule and so much more. Thank you, Natalie, and your beautiful mother, and all of the crystal children, and just beautiful angelic souls like yourself that have so much to share, so much to teach us and remind us. And let me, before we went to the break, you were kind of painting us a picture of the perfect world. So please continue, Natalie. What would that perfect world look like?
Well, there's no more children being abused. No, the bees all okay. No GMOs, no fluoride, nothing. And a lot of love and harmony and peace and beauty and everything else in between. Really,
so would you say we're getting back to nature a little bit instead of this synthetic culture that we've been bombarded with lately?
Well, this culture, they're just pushing it on us, but we should go back to nature, just like the Bushmen, the Native Americans used to have it.
Mm-hmm.
That's back to. It's so simple. It's really so simple, Christy, really.
I agree. Why do us petrified children, aka adults, why do we make it so hard?
Money.
Yeah.
It's a lot of money, the money and everything. It's really everything.
Chasing that dollar, huh? That almighty dollar.
Yeah, they love that dollar. They love that dollar more than our health. I'm actually shocked that it can go so far. And they don't even care about their own children and grandchildren. Can't you believe that, Christy?
I can't. So would part of that, we can take responsibility ourselves and start taking better care of ourselves, our families, and our communities, rather than relying on those with, as you mentioned, the love of power, the love of money, etc. Instead of handing our power, our authority, our trust, everything over to them, we can start doing more for ourselves, wouldn't you say?
Oh, yes, we can. I agree with you.
Okay. I mean, I know obviously there's fluoride in the water, there's GMOs, the processed foods, all the chemicals, aspartame, the hidden, all of the hidden ingredients, outright lies. But the truth is, nobody is holding a gun to our head and forcing us to buy these things, right?
Yes, that is right, but they're trying to hide it almost. Like, a good example would be GMO labeling. Like, they're trying to hide everything. Like, almost like they don't want us to know. But even though we do know, they're trying to hide it so badly.
Yeah, and then they call things like MSG, aspartame, and fluoride. They could actually hide it under the term natural flavors in our food. So they put like natural or organic or whatever, all natural on the box, and nobody looks at the back, and they don't even tell you that natural flavors, I mean, I'm sure you and I would think that that would mean something from a real vanilla bean or, a real orange rind or something like that, but they, cleverly disguise it and say, well, we can call that natural and organic because we grew it in a petri dish.
And they hide it with natural flavors. They try and hide everything. It's really strange because if he loved it and if it was so healthy, why would they hide it from us?
Yeah, exactly.
With their pants down.
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, honey, it looks like we have a caller on the line, and I'm not too sure, but it looks like it might be our friend Max from Chicago. Welcome to the show.
Hello.
Hey, is this Max?
Yes, this is Max. Maxima 35.
All right. Well, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing great. I finally get to call in.
Yay! Well, what do you have to share with us? What do you think about our special little cutie here?
This is, let's see, so where can we start? So I heard y'all talking. This sounds like a materialism topic to me. That's what it sounds like. Because if you really look at it, especially with this country, we kind of want stuff like a new car and all this other stuff. Hello?
Yeah, I can see that.
So like I said, and I see we got a 13-year-old who's actually spitting some truth. How often we hear that?
I agree. And Max, you're pretty young yourself, right? Didn't you just turn 21 recently?
Hello?
Didn't you just turn 21 recently?
Yes, like almost exactly a month ago.
Yeah, I remember you actually spent your birthday with us
exactly.
on the show, which was really cool. But yeah, I mean, so you're young as well. I'm sure it's kind of refreshing to hear, kind of be reminded of our roots. What would you like to share with Natalie?
So let's see, because Natalie, if you really think about it, because like I said, it's rare for a 13-year-old child to actually be able to speak his or her mind. Because usually, even a 13-year, even someone that's just becoming a teenager, it's like they don't know everything. But you know what? I will give you props because because if a normal person were to hear you talk about it, they're going to be like, oh, she doesn't know what she's talking about. She ain't experienced it. See, the bottom line, if somebody's telling the truth, I don't care who's telling the truth. I don't care if it's a 14-year-old or a 44-year-old.
Yeah.
I get that a lot, yeah.
Doesn't she give you hope in humanity,
Max? I don't know what you're talking about. She don't got, she has no past. She ain't a journalist or all that other garbage. But you be like, nah, I'm going to keep, all I got to say, keep doing your thing.
Mm-hmm. Doesn't she give you hope for the future, Max?
Yes. Despite all the obstacles they like to throw in our faces. Because, it's all, like I said, it's like this perfect world, or at least close to it, it's going to take a long, long time. Because as long as we're attached to our material, things, it's a long road ahead.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Well, I think it's just really neat to see, I mean, yourself, Max, of course, being 21, and Natalie, and all of these young people. I don't know, maybe I grew up with my head in the sand, but it was not like this when I was growing up. So it's just so beautiful to see that you people are really seeing through these things. And I don't know, it certainly gives me hope, for sure. Puts a big smile on my heart.
It does. It really does. I am so happy that children are coming out, you know.
Yeah.
I agree with you. It's really, I think we need more of people like this. We need more. I agree with you. It's really.
Absolutely. Well, Max, keep doing what you're doing, and thank you so very much for calling in here tonight.
No problem.
All right. You have a good night. And happy belated birthday again.
Thanks.
All right. Woohoo! Young people. I mean, seriously, isn't that is our future, right? Thank you, Whitney Houston, for reminding us.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, let's, the fact, I mean, it's been proven. Look around. People are waking up at alarming rates. There's beautiful people like yourself and Max and other young people. I get emails from 13 and 14-year-olds often. And I'm just the whole, people are talking about rainbow children, crystal children, etc. Why do you think that so many are being reincarnated or incarnating at this time? What's going on with this?
That is a very good question. That is because the world is in such a mess, and light workers need to fix what is broken. Light workers are supposed to spread the message of love. Bring some positive into this world. By doing that, some people will awaken with much more love to give to more people. There are two sort of light workers. One that are real and one that is not.
Isn't that the truth? That's another thing that took me 30-something years to figure out. So please share your insights on that, Natalie.
Yes. I do not want to be a guru. You can see my numbers on Facebook. I should have thousands, but because I'm so low-key, I rather have people that follow me because they believe in me. I do not want thousands that do not believe in me. Those numbers are not important to me. I do find those people that need somebody to think they follow those people. That is okay because they need that. It is sad because they are in the 30s and 40s, Christie, and they are still thinking inside of a box. Yeah. I'm not here to tell you what to do. I will let the government and schools do that. There are so many shows that tell you the solutions.
Well, what can we do as petrified children or adults? What can we do to begin again to see life through the eyes of a child and return to our original innocence?
Wake up and work together. That's the only way. Those two little words. That's all. That's very simple.
Mm-hmm.
It's like love. That's another thing. Love. By waking up, we need love.
Yeah, love our brothers. Mm-hmm.
And with the children, we better start with the children because isn't that the way they did it?
Yeah. How can we as parents love our children better?
Well, we need to, they tell us a lot of disinformation, but I think we need to open our eyes, right? Instead of taking that disinformation, we start parenting with love, guardianship, and with peace, because that's the only thing you need. It's so simple, and it's really simple. I'm telling you, Christy, very simple. Because when you parent, you love. My mother parented me, and she did it with her heart. That's the way we do it. It's through our hearts. Our hearts are what we need to love our children. Children need love from their parents, and the hearts and the love will make us better parents. It's only love. Mm-hmm.
I so agree. I know it's really hard for parents where we think that, we're being bombarded by all of these images and ideals and wanting to keep up with the Joneses, so to speak. So many parents will work their lives away thinking that that's how they're showing their children love. So let me ask you this. Would you rather have the biggest house, the fanciest cars, the biggest, coolest, fastest toys? Or would you rather be, maybe a little bit smaller, just a comfortable home, or perhaps even homeless, but filled all that energy put into love, loving you and nurturing you, not those things that we might get tricked into thinking that you want?
Well, I don't want any of those stuff. I have garden. I have a green thumb. I really love gardening. But I wanted to say, when you go outside and look at the sky, do you take the time to listen what is around you? Do you take the time to smell the air? Do you see what is going around you? Or do you just look at the sky and forget about the other senses? We have 5 senses. We used to have 360 senses. But for some reason, we ended up with 5. Do you use all your senses, or do you only use one sense?
That's a really good question. So are you saying that maybe we can remember to slow down when, say, because there's a lot of hustle and bustle. Parents are always running around to get to work or to go here, go there. And I know as a parent myself, sometimes it was kind of frustrating when, my children wanted to play in the mud or climb the trees, and it's like, come on, we don't have time for that. But isn't it our connection to nature that can bring us back to our original innocence, our birthright, which is love?
And we will get our 360 senses back as soon as we go to nature.
Yeah, definitely. It's amazing how just sitting out there in the dirt or climbing a tree can really wake us up, huh?
Sure, yeah, I agree with you. You have it all right because, you said it right, yeah.
Okay, I hear the music, honey, so hang on, and hang on, everyone else. We will be right back. We are speaking with Natalie Marie Hart of Crystal Kids Radio here on Soul Journeys Radio.
Get real and heal. Listen to Christie on Soul Journeys Radio.
It's time to get real and heal. MyTrueEssence.net would like to tell you about Modifiland brown seaweed extract. It's composed of an elementally rich seaweed called laminaria. It takes 40 pounds of laminaria to make just 1 pound of Modifiland. There's nothing else like Modifiland. It is the richest in alginate, fucoidin, organic iodine, and lamarian. Alginates are the most effective organic element in nature that enable the body to rid itself of heavy metals, radioactive elements, and toxins. Fucoidin is an extremely effective anti-cancer substance found abundantly in brown seaweed. Organic iodine is the greatest protection for the thyroid offered by nature. Laminarin aids in the prevention and treatment of cardiovascular disease. Go to www.mytrueessence.net and click the Modifiland banner to get started on your path to rich health today. Also check out the Healing Shop for proven essential oils, medicinal teas, and even health coaching. It's time to get real and heal. Go to www.mytrueessence.net.
Welcome to the world's meeting place. American.
It's practically narcotics.
Freedom.
Oh, yes, I like very much.
Radio.
You're an American institution.
American Freedom Radio.
All right. Welcome back, and thanks again for joining us here tonight. Soul Journeys Radio on AmericanFreedomRadio.com. Our special guest tonight, Natalie Marie Hart of CrystalKidsRadio.com. She is from Canada and has been doing her radio show and documentaries, video interviews. You can find her on YouTube and, of course, her website, CrystalKidsRadio.com. And I can't believe how fast tonight's show has gone by. But, you know, there was something really funny that came up. I think you have to be like the world's youngest arrest. Weren't you arrested when you were 6 years old?
Yes, I was.
Oh, my gosh. Tell us what happened.
Well, over a passport issue, because my last name was a little issue. My little last name was a little issue. And because I had because I was a dual citizen, European and Canadian, they couldn't tell the difference between a Canadian and European, right? And because they saw...
You know, what happened was exactly, because that is like, it is about a passport, but they thought it was a European passport.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, because we are Canadian, and when we went to Atlanta, it actually happened in Atlanta.
Oh, man, the devil went down to Georgia.
You know, people are nice there, except for the that man that just didn't know the passport. And what happened was
I was arrested.
She got arrested because they expected her to speak Italian. And the funny thing is, I think he thought it was an Italian passport.
Yeah, that's what.
Yeah, that's what happened. Yeah, that's where the European. He thought it was a European, and I reacted, and because I reacted, because I wanted to say, wait a minute, this is a Canadian passport.
I was only 6 years old.
This is like a little 6-year-old. They put her in a little cage, a glass cage.
Wow. So the TSA is going to keep us safe by punishing you, arresting a 6-year-old because they made a mistake understanding the passport. Wow. We're free in America, aren't we? Oh, man, the solution is to arrest a 6-year-old. That had nothing to do with the passport. That's hilarious. Oh, my gosh. Mom, you had to be going crazy, huh?
You know what? I couldn't believe it. I felt like I got pinned right to a corner. And I remember saying to them, I said, I was actually saying some really bad things about their government. I said, this is your solution, I said. My little girl is in a glass cage, okay? It looked like a little animal, and she's crying, sobbing. Yeah. And, they had no care in the world. It's like, we're an animal, a number, really, truly an animal and a number, because honestly, it's really scary. So it does happen. She's a victim of it. But you know what? In the end, she's tough now. I think that made her tougher, but I would
never is. That's amazing. Wow. All right. So, we just have a few short minutes left, and I'm noticing that there is a caller on the line. So let's see what they have for you here tonight. It's an anonymous number. So if that's you, welcome to the show.
Aloha.
Aloha.
How are you guys?
Great. How you doing?
Good. I can't believe I got through. I mean, it's been very frustrating for me. I can't even log on to American Freedom Radio anymore. It seems like they've blocked it.
So, I'm sorry. Well, honey, we only have a few short minutes left.
Anyway,
so what
if you
would you
guys
like
talked
to
about
share with us?
children yet? I mean, not crystal children, but vaccinations for these that they're trying to vaccinate all these kids. And is there any way is there a way to opt out?
Yeah, Natalie, are you aware of the ways to opt out of vaccines?
In Canada is a little different.
Yeah, it's different. Yes.
Okay, here it's only. If I only knew, I could have said, I don't want my daughter vaccinated.
Yeah, unfortunately, I was vaccinated because we didn't know at the time. But now I know, and I'm never going to get vaccinated again. No. But they sort of force it on you. Like, they're not forced, but they, like, really encourage you. Like, now they even have it for free. That's how.
Yeah. At every drugstore, they're doing that here. Hey, free vaccines, come in and get this. I don't know what it's like in Canada, but here in the States, they do have religious exemptions. I hope that they have something like that in Canada. However, I do want to say that just because you choose to opt out doesn't mean that you are completely safe. In fact, in my case, when I chose to not vaccinate my children, they ended up charging me with felony medical neglect. So,
wow.
Yeah, kind of a bummer. But,
Hey,
look for the,
Yeah, I'm having one more problem. You know, I purchased a healing from Avalon Sakti, and I can't get my email. I can't. It says her email doesn't work. I can't get through to her on the email.
Oh. Okay, well, why don't you come on the chat or send me a personal email, and I will get that to her ASAP.
Okay, and where would I find your personal email at?
On the website, souljourneysradio.com, just click on contact, or you can click on, we're in the text chat or in the chat room, so just click on listen and chat, and you can give me your information there.
Okay, yeah, all right, I'll go ahead and do that, because I did try to email you on that, and I guess you never got it, so, yeah,
Okay.
I appreciate that. Okay.
All right, honey. I just got back in town a couple nights ago, so I've been a little bit behind, so I'll definitely try to catch up on that as soon as humanly possible.
But cool. All right, well, thank you. I appreciate your show, and I appreciate all the good work you guys are doing. Much blessings. Love and light to y'all.
Thank you very much. Thanks for your call.
Bye-bye.
All right. Well, shoot. I'm looking at the clock, and I cannot believe that 2 hours has gone by so quick. It's just been so beautiful talking with both of you, Miss Lisa and Natalie. I just think my vision, you are the epitome of the perfect family that is paving the way for this perfect world we've been talking about tonight. And Natalie, let me ask you this. Who has been or who's been your greatest inspiration in your life? Who has inspired you to be who you are today, and why?
My biggest inspirations are people like Gandhi, Princess Diana, Martin Luther King Jr. All of them were murdered for wanting one thing: change, peace and harmony, and love. But this time, I think these people are out of control. They are hurting you and I, right?
Yeah. They certainly didn't follow the rules, did they?
I know. And these people, why they're so inspirational to me, because they changed. They took courage to get up. Gandhi fought without war. He did it peacefully. And that's actually Gandhi fought. That's the way we need to fight, but peacefully, without war, because that's the only way you can make a change.
Yeah, I agree with that. Now, you, of course, you're doing your radio show. Again, you've been interviewing people since 11 years old. You are 13 today. You're putting a ton of information on your website about vaccines, GMOs, health and wellness, and everything that I think should be household information. So, and you're doing your live radio show Sunday mornings at 11 a.m. Eastern time. So with all this work you're doing, all this work you've got under your belt, what would you like people to get out of your work the most?
Awakening. That's all, awakening. Because people need to awaken sooner or later, because we can't take the garbage anymore.
Yeah, absolutely. So is that pretty much your goal, just planting these seeds and empowering people, letting them know what's going on, and of course, most important. Did I drop out again?
Yeah, you did.
Okay. So the core the core of your work, I guess, to sum it up, would be to awaken, enlighten, and empower.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yes. Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like, once you go, we kind of, oh yeah, wait a minute, yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. We're having some issues here, but I think you've done well for not being able to hear me half of the time.
We have the Canadian name, right?
Some people would consider that a blessing, so maybe you're in luck.
Yeah, luck. Go ahead. Yeah. Well, and just the other day, actually, my daughter actually got shut down her website. So we're not.
But they're after us. Like they're coming after us.
Yeah, truthers.
And that's crazy. Yeah, they did try to shut you down.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was crazy.
All because of GMOs.
Oh my gosh, honey. Well, we probably have about 45 seconds before we get cut off here. So what other wisdom and insights would you like to share with our listeners tonight?
Peace, love, and harmony. That's the only way we can make a change. So love and innocence, that's true love. And we need peace. Let's make it as it is. And we should start loving each other as soon as possible before the world gets destroyed.
Yeah, be the change we want to see, right? Not just talk about it or scream about it, but live it.
Live it.
Very well said. Out of the mouth of babes, right? You can't get any more pure than that. I just want to salute you in everything you're doing, Natalie. I wish you the best. If there is anything I can ever do to help, I am right here for you. And of course, your beautiful mommy, Mrs. Hart. You just have done such an amazing job raising your little angel here. So thank you so very much for playing your part.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, thank you. It was a pleasure, and it was a delight.
Excellent. So again, your show is 11 a.m. Eastern Time on Sundays, right?
Yeah.
And then what's your YouTube channel for everyone? Okay, we're kind of cutting out there, but go to crystalkidsradio.com. You can connect with her Facebook, with her videos, her YouTube interviews, and her live radio show and archives, as well as the wealth of information. Thank you again, Natalie, and thank you, Miss Lisa, and thank you all for joining us here tonight. Abundant blessings and love to you all. We will see you tomorrow night with Tobias Lars here on SoulJourneysRadio.com.
Get real and heal. Listen to Christie on Soul Journeys Radio.
It's time to get real and heal. MyTrueEssence.net would like to tell you about Modifiland brown seaweed extract. It's composed of an elementally rich seaweed called laminaria. It takes 40 pounds of laminaria to make just 1 pound of Modifiland. There's nothing else like Modifiland. It is the richest in alginate, fucoidin, organic iodine, and lamarian. Alginates are the most effective organic element in nature that enable the body to rid itself of heavy metals, radioactive elements, and toxins. Fucoidin is an extremely effective anti-cancer substance found abundantly in brown seaweed. Organic iodine is the greatest protection for the thyroid offered by nature. Laminarin aids in the prevention and treatment of cardiovascular disease. Go to www.mytrueessence.net and click the Modifiland banner to get started on your path to rich health today. Also check out the Healing Shop for proven essential oils, medicinal teas, and even health coaching. It's time to get real and heal. Go to www.mytrueessence.net.
Just look at us. Everything is backwards. Everything is upside down. Doctors destroy health. Lawyers destroy justice. Universities destroy knowledge. Governments destroy freedom. The major media destroys information. And religions destroy spirituality. I think there's more to know here.
What you hear about in this country is our differences. That's all the media and the politicians are ever talking about, the things that separate us, things that make us different from one another. That's the way the ruling class operates in any society. They try to divide the rest of the people. They keep the lower and the middle classes fighting with each other so that they, the rich, can run off with all the money. fairly simple thing happens to work. You know anything different, that's what they're going to talk about. Race, religion, ethnic and national background, jobs, income, education, social status, sexuality, anything they can do, keep us fighting with each other so that they can keep going to the bank.
You're listening to the future of talk. American Freedom Radio. This is American Freedom Radio.